Cinnamon here with Nothing But Love Gardening. We are going to transplant this amazing capeberry plant into the garden today. I actually, instead of using a shovel, I use an abalone shell that I love. I really like that I can grab like a bunch of the soil that I need to use all in one swoop, rather than I just feel like a shovel doesn't grab as much. This is incredible worm castings. This is like gardener's gold. It's extremely nutrient dense, and I'm just putting one handful of it, one shellful of it, so that I can mix it with the dirt over here. So let's bring this over to where we're gonna plant it. I used this little guy to move all the mulch that I had on the top of the earth here, because there used to be carrots here, but I recently harvested a lot of them. So we're gonna put the capeberry plant, and you can actually see a few of the berries are already starting to form. See, they're called, there's a lot of different names for them, but one of the reasons they think it's called a capeberry is because this little covering covers the actual berry like a cape, and the berry is actually yellow. They're like an orangish yellow, and they're really sweet. They look like a yellow tomato, but they are not. They're not tomatoes. Okay, baby girl. Aww. You can stop it. Okay, so I'm also gonna put a little sprinkle of this Sure Start. Anytime you do, well, typically this is supposed to be fertilizer for like starts, which are small little plants, but you can also utilize it for transplanting plants. It's got a lot of the same nutrients that the plants need, so I'm just gonna do like a sprinkle in there. And what I'm doing is I'm going to take the dirt that's here out, and I'm gonna mix it in with the worm castings and see how it's really clay soil? Oh, look at, there's a worm. That's one of the sure ways to know that you are dealing with very healthy soil. And just like I'm using worm castings, worms actually create that in the earth as well. By every time they eat the different, the compost in the earth, then they poop. Their poop is actually nutrients for the plants. So now we have this hole here. I actually need to make it a little bit bigger for the plant. You can pause it. Okay, I'm just going to use a shovel to separate the soil from the sides of this pot, because I'm gonna flip it upside down to get the, are you okay? I'm gonna flip it upside down to get the plant out and to put it in this hole. Oh, what's the matter? Are you okay? Okay. All right, so now we're gonna flip. You're okay, you're all right. Okay, so we're gonna flip it upside down. Actually, go ahead and pause it. I'm gonna put it on a piece of cardboard, because I figured it would be better to save the soil that doesn't stay around the plant and reutilize it where we're planting this. So I'm just gonna kind of, there we go. So there we go. So trying not to hurt the plant as best as possible. And what happened? I see that the roots are pretty, they're not too strong in here, but it definitely was ready to be transplanted into the earth. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of break up. Are you okay, honey bunny? You're all right. Mommy's working with plants right now. So I'm just gonna break up the soil at the bottom so that it opens up a little bit and kind of loosens up. And then I'm gonna, well, okay, working with berries in the garden. Yeah. Oh, look at, this is yours. This is yours with all your things. What's in there? Our really good friends Miley and Jessie got that for her. It's so cute, because she can have her little baby gardening stuff with mommies, and then she leaves mine alone, which she doesn't, but it's okay. Okay, here we go. So we are just going to move the carrots aside. These are carrots right here that still haven't matured enough, and see if we can drop this in this space. And you know what, if it's a little bit taller than the earth, it's okay with me. I can just, it'll be fine. I'm just gonna pat the dirt around it. Let's see if we can break this up a little bit more. Get that to kind of massage it so that it'll flatten a little more. And yeah, and then we're gonna grab the mix that we made, and I'm gonna mix it all up. So there's the worm castings. You can see the powder from the The fertilizer we're gonna put in. Oh, I found a rock. I always normally keep a little bowl right here for rocks so that I can use them later. Like sometimes we use them to trim the garden, the outside of the perimeter garden. That's not the best example because there's not really a line, but oh look, there's another worm. Oh, where was it? I lost it. They move pretty quickly in here. Surprising. Oh, there it is. So he's a happy guy. I'm gonna kind of dig him in here so he just goes back to where he was. And it's interesting, there's so much soil in this that I don't even need that much soil around here. But I do want to get some of this in here, so I'm going to and that looks like I was almost squishing. This is a new chamomile plant I just put in. I love growing chamomile. You can save the flowers and you can obviously dry them and put them in tea. You can also do it fresh. And the taste is just divine. Yeah, so I just looked for a place that was open in my garden to put this beautiful capeberry, and I think this is a really nice spot. The sun rises on this side of the house and it sets on that side of the house, and it'll get a really good amount of sun, and it won't keep, now that my tomato is so tall, it's not going to shade anything that it would, adversely affect it. So this is a perfect place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna water it in, and then I'm going to put some mulch on the top. Mulch is really, really good for protecting the soil beneath it, because when the sun is really hot during the day, it'll dry the mulch out, but the soil below will stay wet for a long time, so you don't have to water as much. So this mulch that I pushed aside, I will just go ahead and put it back as best I can. And I actually just picked up some more. Oh, look it, a potato came out of the ground from the potato plant. It's so funny. We got a potato to bring in the house. So I just got some more mulch for free in El Cerrito, right up on Mosier Street. Oh, look, there's another potato. So I'm gonna put another layer on all the plants and just kind of make sure that the heat of the summer isn't affecting them too much. And there you got it.